Amud Aleph. Hashaleach get liishto, a man who sends a get to his wife, v'higia b'shaliach, and he catches up to the shaliach, o sheshalach acharav shaliach, or he sends a second messenger after the first messenger, ve'amar lo, and he says to him, either the husband says to the messenger or the second messenger says to the first messenger on behalf of the husband, get shenatati lecha batelhu, the get that I have given you to deliver to my wife, presumably, is nullified. Hareza batel. That get is then batel, it's nullified, it does not work to divorce her. Kidem etzel ishto, if he reaches his wife first, meaning the husband gets to his wife before the messenger with the get does, o sheshalach etzla shaliach, or he sends a second messenger to reach his wife before the messenger who has the get, ve'amar la, and the husband who has sent the get, or the second messenger, says to the wife, get sheshalachti lach batelhu, the get that I have sent you is nullified. Hareza batel. Then the get is in fact nullified, and when it reaches her, it will not have any force. It will not make her be divorced. Im mishehigia get liyada, shuv eino yachol levatlo. If it happens after the get gets to her hands, meaning if after she already has the get, she is told this get is batel, or the messenger is told this get is batel, shuv eino yachol levatlo. At that point, he can no longer be mevatel it. It doesn't work for him to say, get shalachti lach batelhu, after she's already received it. Barishona haya oseh beit din mimakom acher umevatlo. Initially, back in the day, he would make a beit din in another place and be mevatel the get, and nullify the get there in front of that beit din. Meaning, rather than sending a shaliach, rather than chasing after her, he would just make a beit din and mevatel the get there. Hitkin Rabban Gamliel hazaken shelo yehu osin ken mipnei tikun ha'olam. Rabban Gamliel hazaken made a takana. He enacted a decree. He amended the law and said that we won't do this because of tikun ha'olam. As a reminder, Rashi clarifies Hashaleach v'higia is v'hisig, that the messenger actually caught up, the husband catches up to the messenger that he sent. And on Barishona, Rashi clarifies Lo haya mevatlo b'fnei hashaleach v'lo b'fnei ha'isha el b'makom shehaya omed haya mevatlo b'fnei shlosha. Back in the day, initially, the husband would not be mevatel the get in front of the shaliach and not in front of the wife, but rather he would just make a beit din where he was and nullify the get there. And mipnei tikun ha'olam, Rashi says, shehashaliach she'ino yodea b'davar molichola v'hi niset bo, that the shaliach doesn't know that the get was canceled, and he's going to deliver the get to her, and she'll get married, she'll think that it's fine to remarry with the get. As I read this Mishnah, I paused, and we've already worked through the punctuation, but I added that in, and we've already worked through a Mikra Din Ta'am chart, but I'm going to go ahead and add that in here so that you'll have it as well. You can feel free to skip to the questions if you feel confident with this part already. But I'm going to say that all of this is the first Mikra. I'm going to type in English. And we will also have din, and we will also have tam. And we'll say that this is the mikra, this is the din in that mikra, this is the next mikra, and this is the din, and this is a mikra, and this is a din. And we went back and forth about Barishona. I think that I'll stick with what we did in class, one version of what we did in class, although there are definitely other ways to do it, and say that This is part of the mikra. This is the way the mikra used to go. Umevatlo would be the din. Hitkin Rabban Gamliel is also din. And Mipnei Tikkun Ha'olam is the one really clear ta'am that we have in this Mishnah. Although, of course, we have some ta'am hints like Kidem and Misha Higia as well. As I hover over here, you can see my color coding is made clear by the tags that appear. So Mikra Din Ta'am. And if you want to get a different view of the Mishnah at this point, we can filter out. Let's look at just the din for a second. Just to notice that when you look at only din, or din and tam, when you take out the mikra, you can see that, as you knew, because it's a pretty simple chart, basically in every case that we had, the get was batel. The only situation in which the get was not batel was in the case where the get was delivered to her first, and that might help you in thinking through what used to happen barishona, the question of whether or not he could make the beit din and be mevatel the get back in the day, even after the get was delivered, or not. Just notice what an outlier it is for him to not be able to be mevatel the get. In all the other places, the get is mevatel. We'll pause here, and you have some questions to answer below.